Who else just witnessed the best game of football they've ever seen in their lives? I'm talking the beautiful game. When people are saying the game's gone, the game's not gone. The game's just in Germany and in France. You know those so-called Farmers League teams? Yeah, those Farmers Leagues. Yeah, they've just created the best game of football that I've seen in my life. They've just created two teams playing high-level ball. When I mean high level, I mean those great Barcelona team levels. I mean those Messi, Xavi, Iniesta and co. Those teams. Yeah, that level. But they weren't just one. Because when Barcelona was at that level, it was only Barcelona that was at that level. So the games that they were in, they weren't even competitive. Like, they were cooking and there was no other chef. There was one chef. But we've just seen two teams on the same level, the same frequency, both cooking, both chefing. Mad. High level. Listen, I'm telling you, man, that the first 45 minutes especially. Yo, Farmers League. I don't want to hear that again. I don't want to hear that again, Farmers League. Yo, that 45 minutes of football especially, even though it slightly dipped in the second half, the second half was still levels above anything you've seen in the last decade. Minimum last 10 years, minimum. But I think you could even go further back than that. But minimum last 10 years. That was the final. Forget what else is going on, the other semi-final, and then that was the final. That was the final. But you know what? At first I was pissed. I was thinking, oh, why are they on the same side of the draw? This should be the final, XYZ. But I'm glad, because you know what? We get to see the final twice. If that was actually the final, it would be it. But we get to see the final twice. So you know what? It was a blessing. Thank you, whoever rigged that up, yeah, and tried to give Arsenal the through ball. Whoever rigged that up, thank you. Because we get to see high level, no risk, no reward football twice. Yeah? All right. Now listen, this is football. You just have to enjoy. You just got to enjoy the best in class. The best in class. Like, I see the commentators after, the likes of Rooney and Seedorf trying to rain on everyone's parade, talking about the defending, you know. Sturridge was trying to tell them about all the good stuff in the game, the brilliance in the game. They're talking about, yeah, but the defending at this level. Shut up, man. Shut up. We don't want to hear none of that. We don't want to hear none of that. Listen, shut up. Listen, we've had it all. Like, in that first half alone, 5 goals, penalties, VAR, duels, tackles, 2 coaches who believe in their players so much that literally they were just tunnel vision on what they do good, not what the opposition do good. 2 teams who believe in their manager's philosophy so much that, again, they wasn't thinking what the other team's going to do. They were just zoned in, tunnel vision, locked in on what they do well. It was brilliant to see, man. Brilliant to see. A key duel in the first half, Olise Mendes. Had to be the key duel of the first half. Between the two of them, possibly the best players in their respective positions. Olise came out on top. I think Olise switching up his game. He hardly ever cut in that first 45 minutes. Majority of his one-on-ones with Mendes was kind of anticipating him cutting in on his left foot. But Olise was like, all right, you're going to show me down the line? I'm going to take it. And he was taking it. Like, he was taking Mendes to the cleaners. But I have to say, as much as he was taking him to the cleaners, like, Mendes is a player who's got, like, outstanding confidence, because although he was getting smoked, he was getting cooked up defensively. When he had the ball attacking wise going the other way, he was brazen enough to Olise on the edge of his own box. He was Olise and Olise. and dropping the shoulder, and I couldn't believe it. But yeah, Olise defo won that duel, especially in the first half. Oh man. Second half, yeah. Bayern, they go down. They roll the dice. Company obviously instructs them to do this super high press, aggressive high press they adopted, where when I mean Kimmich is pressing Vitinha when Vitinha is trying to collect the ball from the centre-backs, in between the centre-backs from the goalkeeper. Kimmich is right up his arse. It was mad. That's how aggressive the Bayern 6 was. That's how aggressive the press was. It was crazy. Like, that's how Company rolled the dice. I couldn't believe it. And then what happened was PSG tried to so Bayern rolled the dice. PSG tried to contain Bayern. Obviously, they're a goal up, so their objective is a little bit different. Now Enrique saying, like, listen, lads, let's contain them a little bit, get a bit of control. Let's stop them from playing out. And to do that, he made Dembele mark Kimmich. When PSG were out of possession, Dembele was sitting on Kimmich. He weren't pressing the centre-backs. He was sitting on the number 6. And then what they were doing is they were making their wingers, the PSG wingers, Doué and Kvaratskhelia, don't make me say his name. They were making the wingers press the centre-backs. So Kvaratskhelia was pressing Upamecano, Doué was pressing Tar, and Dembele was sitting on Kimmich, following Kimmich everywhere, out of possession, yeah? So that's what was happening. And in the end, Enrique got the better of it because PSG scored 2 goals on the counter-attack, because the super high aggressive press that Bayern was doing obviously was leaving their defenders 1-on-1, sometimes 3-on-2 on the halfway line. So inevitably, they conceded 2 goals. And I was starting to think, oh, the gamble didn't pay off. But the scoreline was deceiving. Although it was 5-2 at this point, the scoreline was deceiving because Bayern was bossing it in midfield. But they got caught out on counter-attacks. But they were bossing it in midfield. Kimmich was dictating. Kimmich was also nullifying Vitinha. Second half, we did not see Vitinha. Let me not say we did not see Vitinha, because we saw him in spells, but they were very sparse. Kimmich nullified Vitinha, nullified him, limited him. Let me not say nullified, limited him, limited Vitinha. And that just shows you how highly, not how highly rated, but that shows you the level that Kimmich is on. That shows you the level, because Kimmich is someone that doesn't get spoken about when we talk about top level number 6s. Some do, but the majority just speak about, when they speak about top level midfielders, it's, if they're talking about 6s, it's Rodri, Caicedo. If they're talking about 8s, it's, Rice. And when they're talking about, playmakers, like dictators in there, they talk about Vitinha, Pedris, and they don't mention Kimmich. So yeah, that just shows you the levels to keep this Portuguese maestro facing his own goal. That's what he was doing. He was pressing him to a point where majority of the time he's facing his own goal. He couldn't turn. He couldn't turn and play forward passes and dictate pull the strings as he was doing in the first half. So after a slight dip, I would say, for about, they were going at it for 60 minutes at this point. There was inevitably going to be a dip. There was a slight dip in the second half, and then boom, Bayern pressed on the gas. They pressed on the gas. What they started to work out is they started to attack down their left side. So Olise didn't see as much of the ball in the second half because they were attacking down their left side. They were attacking through Diaz. Why? Because Diaz started to work out, you know what, I'm not going to play up against Hakimi. I'm going to play in between Hakimi and Marquinhos. So then when I receive the ball, I am facing up Marquinhos. I'm not facing up Hakimi. And he was taking advantage of I don't want to call him the old boy, but the veteran, the OG. He was taking advantage of him. Diaz, he was running at him. He was winning corners. He was creating opportunities for his teammates. He was getting shots off. And I think Company noticed it. Company definitely noticed the corners because Company started to do the subs. Started to send on the big boys. Started to send on Goretzka. Later on, Jackson came on, and then they were really taking advantage of the considerable height difference between the two sides. So they were dangerous from set pieces. They scored a goal from the set piece. You got to think, you got Upamecano, you got Tar, you got then Goretzka's come on, you got Harry Kane, you got listen, there was about 5-6 footers on that Bayern team. In PSG, you got Patrick Marquinhos 6 foot. He's good in the air though. You got the two centre backs for PSG. Then you got they sent on Fabian Ruiz, bit of height. That's about it though. That's about it. So they were struggling from set pieces, and being as Bayern had the majority of possession, they were inevitably winning a lot of set pieces, whether it was fouls outside the box, whether it was corners, etc. They were winning a lot of set pieces. So yeah, man, there were so many little duels and battles and tactical battles going on. It was scintillating stuff, man. I gotta say, listen, 5-4. That's how the game finished. 5-4. We gotta say, man, an incredible second leg is waiting for us. We had the current Ballon d'Or, Dembele, probably not stole the show, but the deciding goal, his goal, the way he reversed it, the way he shaped and opened up his body, you're thinking he's gonna shoot that ball into the far corner. He reversed it to the near post, and then listen, we got the current Ballon d'Or on show. We got 4 or 5 candidates to be the new Ballon d'Or. Listen, second leg, the beautiful game is back. The beautiful game is alive. It's just in those so-called farmers leagues. Bayern, German, PSG, French. Listen, those farmers leagues have created the 2 highest level balling teams that there is right now. And yeah, with that being said, this is Just Said It. I had to do a quick reaction. I was supposed to do a reaction about something else, but I had to do this. Yeah, man, lock in. Follow me on this journey. Subscribe, like, comment. If you like high level IQ ball, this is the place to be. This is the community to join. Peace.